Okay, I'm back. That meant Snake was almost certainly still alive. Perhaps Snake was Zero. Perhaps Snake had made Guy X wear his clothes so that he would appear to be dead. Where was Snake now? Perhaps he was somewhere, laughing at them. If he was Zero, surely he had lied about many other things. Was he watching them? I doubt that. As much as I'm, floored by the fact that Ace turned out to be the killer, I don't think Snake is Zero. Only because my theory is that he's in that coffin. And if he's in the coffin, why on earth would he lock himself in there? Well, I believe I've finished with my confession. Why don't we get moving? He sounded as if he just finished doing nothing more exciting than describing the weather. For Santa, it was the last straw. What the hell is this shit? You aren't going anywhere, you son of a bitch! We're gonna leave your ass here to rot! Why? Because I killed Clover? That's ridiculous. Why are you so upset that I killed the little bitch? She was nothing to you. A stranger you only met a few hours ago. Am I wrong? You bastard! Seven roared and lifted a fist that would have likely shattered Ace's jaw. But someone else was faster. It was Lotus. She stepped toward Ace, raised a fist of her own, and drove it straight into his nose. I'm surprised it was Lotus. She seemed to be more focused about herself than anyone else, but she really does have emotions and feelings towards everyone else. Huh? You've got some fire, don't you? I confess, I rather like a tough woman. He sniffed and wiped a small trickle of blood from his nose with a raised eyebrow. Well, maybe you'd like another one, then! Ah, before that, let me give you one of my own. Huh? Lotus scarcely had time to blink. Ace snaked his arms around her and pulled Lotus back up against him. In the same motion, he reached into his coat pocket. He took the fucking gun! It was a gun. The revolver. Almost lazily, he tilted it to point at Lotus's head. If any of you so much as blink, I won't hesitate to pull the trigger. I've already killed 3 people. Don't think I'm not ready to make it 4. 3 people? What do you mean? Very well. Let me take this opportunity to illuminate you. The person who killed the 9th man was me. Although, I suppose to be more accurate, I encouraged him to get himself killed. While we were examining the main staircase, he came to me and told me his name. I recognized it at once. So I gave him a little push. Just a little white lie. It seems the settings for the red were altered. Now it only requires a single person to deactivate the detonator in the bracelet. Investigate what's beyond door 5. We'll meet again later. Okay. Have a good one, guys. I'm going off ahead now. Well then. Shit! Why isn't it stopping? God damn it! You lied to me! Oh, open the door! Please! I'm begging you! Help me! Please get me out of here! Get me out of here! Oh my god! Oh my god! There's no time left! Listen! I was lied to! He lied to me! He put me in here! Why would you not mention him? It was him! He killed me! It was him! Gert! Why wouldn't you mention a name? What's wrong with you? You might have helped the rest of us. I had 4 reasons for killing him. 1. As I said before, the nonary game, the number 9 bracelet is of the utmost importance. If I'd allow him to keep such a useful tool, he, or it, would have become a threat to me. As such, I decided he should be eliminated early on. Number 2. I wanted the number 9 bracelet. If I could manage to obtain it, it would be able to manipulate the game as I saw fit. To be fair, 1 and 2 seem to be the same reason pretty much. I would be unable to acquire the bracelet unless its owner was dead. Number 3. Even setting aside his number, he would have been nothing but trouble for me. He was aware of my past. He knew what happened here 9 years ago. It was important that I eliminate him before he was able to disseminate this information. Number 4. Lastly, I wish to conduct a simple test. A test to see if this nonary game was serious or a poor attempt at a joke. I needed to be quite sure. As such, I encouraged him to act against the rules so that I might observe the outcome. Junpei glared at him. I don't get your third motive. What the hell happened 9 years ago? Didn't I say? The nonary game was played. I planned it out and conducted its execution. Why? What on earth was it supposed to do? I don't really think I have any obligation to tell you that. Ace smirked. He was trying to provoke them, and it was working. Although Ace had paid very little attention to Lotus after catching her, the gun had never wavered from her temple. She looked quite pale, and when she spoke, her voice shook. Hey, what's with this gun? Where did he get this? Why don't you tell her, Santa? Santa ground his teeth and glared at Ace. On the other side of door 6. We found the gun in the coffin in the cargo room, right? The bastard must have grabbed it when we weren't looking. Indeed, I did. That was a pretty serious mistake, you know. Just saying, you intended to leave it behind? Ace laughed, short, derisive snort, and gave Junpei a sickeningly pitying look. Well, there isn't much time left. I'll be off then. Well, where are you going? Do I really need to explain? I had assumed it would be obvious. I have the number 9 bracelet, and now I have Lotus. 9 plus 8 plus 1 is 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. Wasn't there a door with a 9 on it in the room that looked like a church? That's where you're going, isn't it? And how do you know that? Santa told me about it while we were looking for Clover. I see. Well, you are correct. That is my destination. But now I must say goodbye to all of you. Ah, and please don't forget my warning. Move, and I'll pull the trigger. I don't need her alive to open the door, you know. As he spoke, Ace began backing toward the door, practically dragging Lotus behind him. Junpei, Santa, June, and Seven stood frozen. Ace had the face of a man gone mad. They had no doubt he would pull the trigger. Ace had reached the exit. He forced Lotus to open it, then turned and addressed them once more. Goodbye! Then he stepped through the door. It fell shut. In the blink of an eye, they were gone. As soon as Ace and Lotus were gone, Junpei and the others leapt for the door in pursuit of Ace. But as Junpei laid his hand on the doorknob, there was a noise behind him. He looked over his shoulder. Oh no! June was kneeling on the floor, breathing heavily. Hey! June, what happened? Are you alright? Santa ran to June and wrapped his arms around her before she could collapse all the way. Jesus, you're burning up! Your fever is back! Are you okay? June's fever had returned again for no apparent reason. Her eyes were watery, and her eyelids drooped. Her breathing came in dry, shallow gasps. I'm okay. Really, I'm fine. You should be worrying about Lotus. She was breathing hard now, and she could barely summon the strength to talk. Junpei was torn. He couldn't leave June alone in the state she was in. But every moment they waited, Ace was farther away, Lotus's life in his hands. What was June supposed to do? June's eyes drifted towards Junpei. She managed to muster a weak smile. Jumpy, don't worry about me. I just need a little rest. I'll be fine. Don't you Remember? I just need to rest a little bit. Last time... So, please save Lotus. Think about what Ace has already done, Junpei. When he's got what he needs from Lotus, you really think he's gonna let her just walk away? God damn it! You guys go on ahead. As soon as June starts feeling better, we'll follow you. Go! Junpei looked at June. She nodded once. She couldn't manage much more. But it was all the confirmation Junpei needed. His resolve was set. Alright, come on, Seven, we're going after Ace! Hell yeah! Santa, you take good care of June, I'm trusting you! Santa nodded. Junpei turned before he had a chance to change his mind, and started running toward the door. He could hear Seven's heavy footsteps behind him. Let's go! Junpei and Seven exploded into the hallway, their feet pounding the metal floor as they ran. The only problem with this is he has a gun, they don't have a weapon. He also has a knife, doesn't he? How would he have gotten down? Don't they need a key card to get down there? Well, whatever. More importantly, I might have to split this into 3 different parts. Junpei and Seven had finally arrived at the church, exhausted and out of breath. I'm curious about something. Okay. So we currently have, if we exclude Ace, 5, 6, 7, 3, and possibly 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's not going to work. Shit. Although he has 9 and 1. If they manage to get rid of Ace, they could probably get out of there just fine, now that I think about it. As their lungs struggled to catch their breath, their eyes frantically scanned the room. No sign of Ace or Lotus. You think they already went through? He reached up to wipe a palm full of sweat from his brow. Maybe. Even as he spoke, Junpei was already on his way to the larger of the number 9 doors. He looked at the red. The display panel read vacant. He spun around and headed toward the smaller door. The red would tell him if Ace and Lotus had moved to another room. Yep, engaged. It's occupied. That means that Ace and Lotus went through here. Yeah, it seems like it. Junpei and Seven stepped away from the door. They retreated to the center of the room and began to talk. What do we do now? Yeah, what should we do? Well, the big door is still vacant, but the 2 of us can't do anything with it. Yeah. First of all, our digital route is not 9. Just then, as they were pondering what to do next, there was a noise. A noise like someone hitting a thick wooden panel. Junpei looked up, surprised. No, it's not gonna work. Shit. Seven followed suit, eyes jumping around the room, looking for the source of the sound. It wasn't long before they found the altar. Or, more precisely, what was on it. The coffin. Yeah. Let's open it! How? By force! I don't think that's gonna happen. Well, you never know till you try, right? The only necessity for success is the willingness to suffer 1,000 failures. Who said that? I forget. Anyway, we've got to try! Junpei and Seven leapt at the coffin. They grabbed hold of whatever purchase they could find and pulled. Damn it! See, didn't I tell you? If you could just pull it open, why would it have something like that? Seven pointed at the keypad on the side of the coffin. Right. So unless I put the right passcode, it's not going to open. The noise hadn't stopped. In fact, as it continued, it had only gotten louder and more forceful. What were they supposed to do, Junpei wondered. Was there some sort of clue somewhere? They stood there for a few moments, staring at the coffin, and then Seven spoke. Hey, Junpei. I remember you mumbling about some weird numbers over by the bathroom in the first-class cabin. You got those numbers by solving a secret message Clover was holding, right? Truth had gone or something like that? Yeah, that's right. What about it? Well, maybe that number's the passcode for this thing, too. Come on, that's impossible. Those numbers were the code to unlock that safe. Yeah, but the person who set up that safe and this coffin is the same person, right? Zero set up both of these. Yeah, probably. Well, then they might have set the same passcode for the both of them. That's ridiculous. Why don't you just try it? I mean, it's not like you'll make things any worse. It'd just be a waste of time. There's no way they're the same number. How do you know that? You never know until you try. The one necessity for success is the willingness to suffer 1,000 failures. Right back at you, Junpei. Who said that? You. Ugh. Fine. He knelt down in front of the keypad and looked at it. Perhaps because he repeated them so many times before the numbers came easily into Junpei's mind. 14383421. Thank God, because I didn't remember off the top of my head. Quickly, he typed them. 14383421. He checked that he had entered the right numbers and took a deep breath and pressed the E button. It only took a moment. Da-da-da-da! What? You gotta be kidding me! There was a click. And with a heavy clunk, the lid of the coffin slid off onto the floor. Someone sat up from inside. Snake! You... Why? Ah, those voices. Junpei and Seven, unless I'm mistaken? Where are the others? Are they elsewhere? Of course, there was no reason Snake would have known anything about where anyone else would be. Junpei and Seven looked at one another. There was a great deal he needed to know, but... Well, explain as quickly as possible. They had to tell him something, however, so they began to talk. Snake explained to them how he came to be locked in the coffin. Apparently, he'd been hit with some sort of knockout gas, and Junpei and Seven explained what happened to the rest of them. There was one thing, however, that neither Seven nor Junpei could bring themselves to say. That Ace had killed Clover. They feared that if Snake knew, he might, well, go insane. They decided as much by the moment Snake had climbed out of the coffin. Snake's story explained frustratingly little. Zero's true identity was a mystery, as were his intentions. Why had Zero put Guy X in Snake's clothes? So Ace would kill him. That one's obvious. If Zero had left a note for them to say the Nonary game had been played 9 years ago before, was there some connection? Junpei put the question to Snake. His answer was less than illuminating. What are you talking about? I apologize, but I have no idea what you're saying. It seemed as though Snake was, perhaps, not being entirely honest, but that knowledge did Junpei and Seven a little good. No matter how many times they asked, he insisted he knew nothing. It was becoming clear that Snake wouldn't give in, and every second they spent asking him was seconds wasted. Their time limit was fast approaching. Snake's release from the coffin had changed nothing. They still needed to follow Ace as quickly as possible. However, they stopped in silence, the overpowering atmosphere of the chapel almost stifling. Junpei, Seven, and Snake simply stood at a loss for what they should do next. What do we do now? He glanced over at Snake's wrist. Sure enough, he could see the 2 on the bracelet of Snake's wrist. The 3 of us can't make a digital root of 9. Yeah, we'd just get 5. We're stuck here then. Oh. Hey, I just remembered something. Oh right, if he has 4, that makes 9! What? What is it? I found something earlier. What did you find? This. He finally found the pocket he wanted, and his hand dove into it. 7 pulled out something round and metal. What?! A bracelet. There was no mistaking the number glowing at them from the face like a cartoon eye. 0. Zero's bracelet. What the hell? Are you saying that 7 has the number 0 bracelet? Yeah. Where did you get that? Snake's question was innocent enough. But if he learned the truth, if he'd been able to see, he would have noticed 7 look away. Clover gave it to me. She did? Yeah. How did she come by it? Well, she found it. See, on the other side of door 1, A deck, in the captain's quarters. She asked me to hold on to it in case it was too big and bulky for her. Because it was too big and bulky for her to be lugging around. It was a lie, and Junpei knew it. I haven't actually looked at it yet. I didn't want to disturb the crime scene, you know. Basic stuff. Well, I did borrow one thing. Ah! Alright, Junpei. Been nice knowing you. What? What?! 7 plus 2 plus 0 is 9. Come on, man, I'm just kidding. Still, just in case, I want to make sure 0 bracelet gets picked up by the red. Snake, give me a hand, alright? Without waiting for a response, he started walking toward the door. Junpei and Snake followed him quietly. Before long, they found themselves in front of the larger of the 2 doors. Okay, this episode's too long. It looks like we're near the end, but I think I'm going to cut this here and start another bonus episode. See you guys then.